Okay. Okay, it's the right way now. Hey, RH. Hey, Knox Stacks. Nice to see you guys. Hey, RH. Hey, Knox Stacks. FS Stacker, hello. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Don Ace. I think I got rid of the echo. Can you all hear me? Is it too loud, too soft? No, it wasn't because of that, Rick. The video was turned. It was up and down instead of vertical. And I didn't know how to fix it other than to reset the phone. So, you know, a low-tech solution for a high-tech problem. But my brother-in-law has told me that he is going to keep working with me to get me to be better each and every time. Hey, Alan Hall, Steve Davids, welcome. I had a great time over at T's Silver Stacker. How about you guys? Are you guys still there? Hit that, oh yeah. Hit that like button. Sometimes I forget to say that. Oh my goodness. T and his farting dog. Bless his heart. I got 20 of them. And they all have their own little attitudes. Thank God my wife knows how to handle them all. LLC, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, that snake round. Take one wild guess, RH, where that's going to go. I bet you can guess where. There you go. Uh, the man with the plan, the brain, and the computer. Oh my goodness, I had such a good time. Where'd you get that 1/10 gold coin from? SD bullion or silver dragons? You must mean SD bullion then. Besides, what am I thinking about? Silver Dragons is, I think he's on vacation. No, she won't sink her teeth into the silver. She sinks them into me. I've been bit so many times that I think I already have some anti-venom in my veins. Hello, Liberty Bleeds Silver. Don't say that around my wife. She might bite you, man. Because I had a great time over at T's. I'm worried about Thule, though. It's not like Thule to up and leave. And she's a very good woman, a very good lady. very family oriented. So I'm just worried about her, big time. I'm gonna have to try to reach out to her, see if what's going on with her. PPP, how you doing, man? I think about you a lot, Triple P. Can't tell you why yet, but it has to do with my wife sometimes getting on me saying she wants me to try pouring silver. And I'm not sure about that. I mean, the question is, do I have the skill? Well, I hope it's a work emergency too, because she has some awesome parents, and she loves her parents, and she deserves nothing less than the best. Just before, by the way, I hopped on T the Silver Stacker. I put a 3-minute video out thanking all of you for tolerating me being late with everything. If you can make a souffle, you can pour silver. I've never made a souffle, but one thing at a time. As I told you guys last time, where will you pull out the time to do pouring? That's a very good question, TJF. I don't know a very good answer. My regular job and I have parted ways. I don't want to talk about it in any great detail for fear that they might be listening in. But just suffice it to say that I don't want to burn any bridges. I want us all to get along. And they've offered me a smaller job, but I need to make bigger money. And I'm working a different small job that's going to pay me a little bit better, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. Thank God I've stored up somewhere in excess of 1 year's worth of income that I can rely on if things go kaplooey. And that is the purpose of the silver and the gold. Rick K, I don't need a big truck. I already got an F-250 with a cap on it, and I try to use it for what I need for them, but not too much other than for that. Medical records. I think you told me you work in medical records, don't you, TJF? Let's see here. I think someone said something about scrambled eggs. That must be that souffle comment. We try to get that. You're in retail. No, not me. Knox, you're a pro at silver pouring, or you're a pro at the eggs, or both, or all of the above? PPP, come on, man. We're going to have to get you something to drink. Charge up that battery. But, the wife wants me to do some pouring, and I got to... are you really leaving, Triple P? If you are, then, Godspeed to you, and thank you for stopping in. I kind of miss getting your text messages and everything. So, no, not yet. Okay, great. Tex Silver, hello, welcome. No, what I'm going to be doing, TJF, is going to people's homes and doing Medicare audits. It's not a very glamorous job, but hey, it'll help in the interim, and it will keep me from needing my stash until I get something better. But that might give me some free time. to learn how to pour. And we'll see what happens. I will tell you that I was on Coin Crew last Sunday. I think it was Sunday. And I bought me a tube of 20 ounces of Silver Eagles. And the total tube was $520 or $26 each, which I thought was a really good deal because about the same time I was kind of looking at silver shot. And believe it or not, the cheapest silver shot I could find was $26. So I thought, it's better buy the buffaloes, better buy the buffaloes than it is to buy the shot, because if things go bad and I don't get around to pouring, people will recognize the buffalo. Yeah, well, I did say that wrong. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. But these ones are not so shabby. These ones actually have some good relief. And this thing flips more than turns. So I might end up looking for ugly buffaloes and replacing them with these. I don't know, what, 200, 300 plus buffaloes. But like I said, if I don't go into pouring, it's probably a better idea for me to have the buffaloes rather than the shot, and it's the same price. So there you go. So they put this little peanut back, put things back where they belong. So welcome everyone. I hope you had a wonderful time over at T's. I always do. He's a scream. And if we can, keep Tuli in our prayers, because I really am afraid for her. I don't know what it is that's going on with her. She'll tell us when she's good and ready. But well, thank you, Steve Allen. I appreciate that. That's probably true, PPP. So basically, where was I at? Talking about Tuli. Well, let's just keep her in our prayers. Oh, by the way, your name, Steve Allen, was a name that used to be on television a long time ago. Good pick up there, Pete. Let me see here. I remember that name from the past. Oh, yeah. He did American TV, radio, as a personality type of person. Oh, that's where I know the name from. Okay. Yes, he was. You beat me to my question that just came inside my head, Knox. He was the first one. Then Johnny Carson was. Who was the third one? I think he's the one that has the garage that he shows all his toys in. I may be wrong with that. I can't remember his name. Jay Leno. Thanks, Knox. No, David Letterman I was a guest type of host until he had his own show. that Johnny Carson approved. Jerry Lewis was one of your clients? Is he still alive? I wonder if Jerry Lewis is still alive. Nope. Bless his heart, he passed away. Passed away. Bless his heart. Who retired from 40 years of aviation? Now, Triple P should know that. No, that was Triple P. That's something you should know then. Really? Johnny Carson was the third host? Who was the second? Oh, yes. I forgot about Jack Parr. I forgot about Jack Parr. That brings up a very interesting type of question. And I'm willing to throw down some rewards on this here in a second or two. But before we, it has to do with James Bond. Don't let me forget that. Okay. Let's throw out a question out there to get your feet wet. Who is my favorite scientist? RH, Tesla. Oh, by the way, I uploaded a video earlier before T's show to show you all that I have packed everything up. At that video, I had everything packed by the second live stream. I'm about ready to throw up a short showing that they're all been put in the post office, but it also includes the third Bill Nye. Oh my God almighty, I forgot about him. Okay. Bill Nye the Science Guy. That you guys had to stimulate the brain here. I don't know if it's in California, but it's definitely in Florida. There is a long-going show, may still be there. It's been a while since I've been there. Not only that, but we'll get to that here, Triple P. Bill Nye the Science Guy in Florida has a show that he has co-hosted and has been long-running in a theme park. Who is his co-host, and what was the subject? Or what is the subject, if they're still running it? You either knew it or you're looking it up. No, it's not Daffy Duck. They were a lot younger when they made this. Um, Basically, it's a theme ride. He did this co-starring someone else. And the second question was, what was the topic of that theme ride? I'll even give you one more on top of that. Where is it located at? Okay, we got Knox stacks for Ellen DeGeneres and for fossil fuels. And Knox got, I wanted it real specific. Knox got Epcot. So he got all three. So that's all, those are all dimes. And we're going to do the rolling here in a little bit. I wanted to build up some wins for people. By the way, just in case, well, before we go any further, let me do this. This is some banknotes with Tesla on it, which, you know, I'm not going to take it out. It's too cumbersome to take it out and put it back in. But I did buy those because I really do love the man. And I have shown you all the different Tesla coins that I have. And I have a tube of each different type. But with each tube of each different type, I have bought one of each of the different types of proofs. This one is the ozone generator. This one here is the remote control. He built a remote control for a little toy boat and got it to work. Can you believe it? Way back then. You betcha, Triple P. There's a coin for each of the years. It comes straight out of Serbia. And this one here is Secrets of the Universe. He was so focused on the numbers 3, 6, and 9, and somehow, now I'm not as good of a scientist as he was, but 3, 6, and 9 seem to play a lot in him figuring out a lot of problems. Well, I've known you for a while, Triple P. And you've had my back, so there you go. Wield it judiciously. See if it actually shows it, if I did it right. Say something, Triple P, that way I can see if it worked right. Yep, there you go. To this very day, I still say the most awesome mod I've ever seen in action has been Tooly Tooly. I don't know how she. I don't know how in the world she juggles so much. This one right here is the alternating current. Oh yeah, she definitely is. She's like queen of the mods. So while I have this in my hand, let me ask this question. You already mentioned one of the people, but who was the first person to do Tesla wrong? I'm not sure she will do that, Triple P. She's a very private person. No, it wasn't J.P. Morgan. Yeah, Edison. It was Edison Knox. That was for a dime. And later on in life, Edison was ticked that Tesla's alternating current outdid his direct current. Basically, Tesla came over, ran into Edison somehow. Edison was taken with him, and he told him to go ahead and fix his problem because the direct current would only go so far, and it needs some sort of booster. Hey, Judith and Dan Davis, needed some sort of a booster, and yeah, ain't that the truth? If I hit that thing, I swear to goodness, I'm going to have all this stuff fly everywhere. Anyway, but he offered Tesla $50,000 to fix his problem so that his business can keep running and he can keep making money. And Tesla did it. He figured out the problem. He created a way that it would continue to go for a longer and longer distance. And Edison didn't pay him $1. That was the beginning of the breakdown, a very fast breakdown, if I remember correctly, between him and Edison. And when he pushed for the alternating current, Edison tried to stop him. And he tried politics to stop him, saying it was too dangerous. He even put alternating current to some animals to have people actually watch the animals get fried. Yeah, it was an elephant, Alan Hall. It was an elephant. So, I mean, that was just, it was a nasty tactic, a nasty scare tactic, solely for the purpose so Edison can stay in charge. This right here, harnessing the current, this is the Tesla coil. Getting electricity, which one made the electric chair? Edison or Tesla? I don't know that one. But the Tesla coil generating energy and sending it out by airwaves for people to have for free energy. And that was shot down. For a dime. How it got buried? Now that comes to my next question, my friend. Who got the free energy shot down? And why? Yep, it was at the World's Fair. Okay, good. That's a fact I didn't know. Do you know who shot down the free energy? Correct. Let's see. My computer just loves to fight with me. Nope, wasn't J.P. Morgan, but it's a good try. Power company, go a little further, LLC. No, I don't think it was the coal industry. I'll tell you what. No, it wasn't Thomas Edison. I'll move that one to 25 cents since it's a little harder for you all to get. Nope. It wasn't Rockefeller. I'll give you a dime for the Y. I'll just leave that one sitting out there for you all to think about. Oh, Green New Deal came way later. He also developed X-rays. It was for profit, but what type of profit? What was this person into that was going to cause him to make it or break it based upon the free energy becoming popular or not? If you don't know, I will certainly share it with you. But if I share it with you, the question comes off the table. What lines? Knox, you got it. Westinghouse. Westinghouse. He supported Tesla early on, and then got a little concerned over the free energy, because what did Westinghouse own or bought that was going to make him or break him on this? Yeah, Knox is pretty cool. Knox is pretty smart. No, I mean I don't know if he owned General Electric or not. I'll give you a hint. You can find it. Oh, I'm all stuck. You can find it on this. Oh, maybe I need to get it up here. Well, let me just turn this down a little bit. You can find it on this. No, Knox, it's not that. Bourbon stacker, that's it. It was copper. He owned lots of copper because he was going to use them as wires, and they're going to in fact, I'll give you 25 cents on that one because that really was a hard one. Um, he bought lots and lots of copper to make wires, and he was going to lose his shirt. So that's the big reason that he pulled on Tesla. And then he went back to Tesla saying he was losing money and got Tesla to rip up his contract that said he was due to residual income. Tesla did it because he wanted people to have a better life, but it was the beginning of him becoming a pauper. Yes, you were, LLC. Yes, you were. So the issue was is that he gave up his residual income, and he still kept his experimentations going with the money that he had until he ran out. He was that devoted to helping everyone, which is a huge reason why I personally would love to see a Nikola Tesla Day in this country. And I don't begrudge any of the people that have a day named after them. I really don't, and I don't have a racial bone in my body. But if we're going to have something like Martin Luther King Day, because he helped his people, which he did, and he should be accredited for that. I want one for a scientist who helped everybody, irregardless of race, creed, color. I would love to see a Nikola Tesla national holiday. So there you go. Now that I said all that stuff, let me show you some other pickups I got. This is a new one. War of the Currents. I'm not a big fan of Atmos, but they do have some really cool stuff. And they're not cheap, but I am such a Tesla fan that I'll keep buying it as long as God will allow me to make money. And they came out with a new one, another new one. Oh, come on, get out of there, don't fight me. Master of Lightning. It's actually made in these are made in Niue. What an interesting country. Never heard of them before silver. I also have one more. Let me go get that. Okay, I'm back. The 80th anniversary of his death. I love the other scientists too, but they were recognized for what they did for us. He was dogged. And I will never stop asking for people to support the idea of making the Nikola Tesla Day. So, those are all the specialty coins I have that are Tesla, not including the general rounds for each one of the 6 years that they've been making them. So, let me go ahead and get this started up here. RH, you got a dime on my favorite scientist. Do you want me to roll or not roll? Roll it, okay. And unfortunately, you lost that, I'm sorry. Knox, for getting it correct, who first did him wrong. Do you want me to roll or not roll? Let me get back to what you just said, PPP. Another reason why I won't trust science. Over a century, we've proved that science makes the most money wins. That's true. Unfortunately, it's businessmen and politicians that tend to overtake it unless the businessman and the politician is also the scientist, AKA, if you will, Elon Musk. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, Knox, do you want me to roll or not roll? Saw this on Google. Many sources report that the last time. I don't know, you'll have to ask him. Did he actually say that? Einstein actually referred to Nikola Tesla as being smarter, which I always thought he was. Roll all of mine. Okay, Knox, got it. And unfortunately, you lost that. I'm sorry. Then the next three ones. Ellen DeGeneres. You lost on that one, I'm sorry. Fossil fuels. There's one eye of the tiger, so you get to keep that one. Epcot Center. Oh, Ronald, I'll tell you here in a second. You see one eye, so you get to keep that one. Okay, Ronald, basically, I'll ask a quiz question. And if you answer it, depending on how hard it is, it's going up for a dime or a quarter. And if they're really super awful tough, a $50. If you win, you can choose to keep your winnings. Or if you choose to roll, you need to get an I, okay? So on these types, what's triple P? So you can win an eye, okay? If you get two eyes like this, they're called snake eyes. And I like that because my wife was born year of the snake. I was born year of the tiger. And you also have heard of, Eye of the Tiger. So if you get an eye, you keep what you won on the roll. If you get 2 eyes, you double what you got. If you get 3 eyes, you triple what you got. If you get 4 eyes, you quadruple what you got. Does that make sense? Triple P, you said you're born, yeah, you were. You were 12 years after me. And that's the cycle it's on. Okay, on Westinghouse. Knox got it for 25 cents. And unfortunately, you lost it. I'm sorry. Bourbon Stacker, you got the answer for 25 cents on copper. And unfortunately, you lost on that too. I'm sorry about that. Okay. I'm taking the W. I'm not just having a lucky week. I'm taking the W. I don't follow that. Well, sorry to see you leave, Steve. I hope you come back. I hope you had a good time while you were here. So let's go on with the next thing. Scientist. A scientist that T. the Silver Stacker tonight brought up. He brought up in conversation. Sometimes this scientist also shows up in everybody's live stream. And I'll give you another hint. For a dime, who is... Oh, Bourbon, you didn't want to roll? I'm so sorry. I will make sure that you get your quarter. It's already handled. Thank you, Knox. I appreciate you correcting me. Bourbon, you still there? Let's see. Okay. If I do something, human error, just like I just did, please feel free to correct me. I'm only human. So, the scientist that I'm talking about, I'll give you a hint. It was one of the last things that T. the Silver Stacker auctioned away tonight. And I got it. For $5. Which man am I talking about? No, Bourbon, if you didn't tell me to roll, and I made an assumption because I kind of got in a rut because I was doing it all for... Knox, you got it. Ben Franklin. Hold on a second. This keeps getting stuck to my hand. I'm going to assume that means God wants me to, again, ask everyone to keep the citizens in Ukraine in their prayers, because the war over there was unnecessary, and they shouldn't have to be murdered for politics and government reasons. So if you can be good enough to keep them in your prayers, I'd be really grateful, especially because my in-laws are over there. You betcha it is, Knox. I said it in one of my videos. Murder is a sin. Pete got what first? Ben Franklin? Slava Ukraini. Спасибо большое, Christopher Smith. So Pete Smith got Ben Franklin. Okay. Okay, Pete, do you want to roll or do you not want to roll? Does sure mean yes? You want to roll? Okay. I just want to make sure because I made a mistake and I don't like making mistakes. And you got an eye and you get to keep the dime. So, Ben Franklin. What an interesting man. I've watched documentaries on him and I was totally amazed. Scientist, philosopher. What an interesting guy. So I got a number of questions on him. He wrote a number of essays. He owned more than one printing press. He made his fortune that way. And he's known for lots of different things that he wrote, both in his own name and in aliases, especially when his brother owned the printing press. And my question on this is, name me an essay that Ben Franklin wrote. The government doesn't like to admit to it because it's a little bit on the, oh yeah, he did love the ladies, I'll give you that much. And kites and flying and lightning. But he wrote an essay that even to this day is kind of a little bit borderline acceptable. And yep, that's it. Flatulence. I'll give you a second dime if you can name the essay. I'll give you flatulence for a dime, Alan. I'll give a second dime to the person who can name the essay. There you go. That's the essay. Fart proudly. Fart proudly. This man, he developed like 12 later, 13 statutes that he would live by. One of which was cleanliness. Yeah, LLC, I'm not joking you. He wrote an essay called Fart Proudly. He was a little, he's a pistol. I think Triple P would have liked him. I think they would have been best of buds. And actually, I think most of us, he was very well liked, not just by the ladies, but he was very well liked. So, let me think here. What was I going to say? He was sent to a type of school that his dad took him out of because he realized his son was not mentally in line with becoming that way. That's true, Knox. Far proudly. Oh, yeah, that's so true, Bourbon. That man, oh my goodness. Between his humor and his politics, the man was, and his science, he was one of the smartest men ever to have lived. And for about 20 years, he lived in a country and left there, and the people in that government went from liking him. Yeah, clergy, that's it, RH. Okay, that was for 10 cents. Do you want to, you said roll every time. Okay, I'll roll every time unless you tell me otherwise. Sorry, RH. What turned out to be the first work that he actually loved doing? Surveying, writing. Polly Buck! Hello, my friend! Welcome! I'm very honored to have you to my little tiny channel. Printing press, yes. That was the first job, but he won. Who got that? Let's see, Knox. Knox, you got that again. Now, I'll give you a hint. He did not like printing for the sake of printing. He liked it for another reason. Does anyone know why? No, I don't think Ben Franklin needed the personal ads. He was a walking personal ad. That man got more ladies than Gene Simmons from Kiss. Well, that came later, Valerie. That came later. The political expression came later. There was something before he got into politics that he loved doing. And printing put him in contact with the material he needed to do what he loved to do. You're close, Alan Hall. You're close. Polly, the question is this. Okay, Benjamin Franklin, his dad took him out of a religious school so that he could uh, get into some other line of work because he wasn't thriving in a religious environment. He wasn't set up for the clergy, in other words, mentally. It's not the gifts that God gave him. But he started loving going to the printing press that his brother owned. Um, well, he did print money. Oh yeah, he did print Poor Richard's Almanac. That is very true. But you guys are floating around it, but you're not quite getting the answer. Why was the reason he initially loved going to work in the printing press? And if you guys can't get it, I'll increase it to 25 cents because it's a little tougher. No, Ronald. He wasn't into sniffing ink, although I'm sure he smelled it. There wasn't a whole lot of aroma protection back then, for lack of a better way of saying it. Okay, I'll put that at 25 cents since no one seems to be getting it. And it'll stay on the table. I don't know any history of him actually sniffing ink or liking it. So I'll switch over to another Ben Franklin question. Well, that came later, Bourbon. That came later. Did Benjamin Franklin have a child? And if the answer is yes, what was the child's name? Oh, criticizing the government came later. Well, he was a forced apprentice underneath his brother. How many years was a forced apprentice? Oh, good going, Knox. It's William. Okay, let me see here. Let's see here. Going backwards. Pete, we rolled on. For farting proudly, Alan. Did we roll on your answer? Alan? Okay, no roll. Got it. Knox, farting proudly, you did say roll on every one, so I'll keep doing that until you say otherwise. Hold on. Alan, did you just change your mind? Do you want me to roll or not? I'll roll it for you, Knox, here. Let me find out what Alan wants. Alan, do you want me to roll or not? He wants to roll. Okay. Let's roll. Go for Alan. And you get one and you keep it. There you go. Congratulations, Alan Hall. Okay, now for Knox. get an I and you keep what you got. For printing press, you're welcome, Alan. Thanks for sharing, Christopher. Hold on. Christopher, are you telling me that you answered fart proudly before Alan Hall did? Okay. All right. Thanks, LLC, for checking that for me. Christopher Smith. I thought you were just being silly until I started realizing it. Chris, do you want me to roll for you, or do you not want me to roll? I got it. You have your winnings, Alan. I got it. Christopher. Oh, I see it. Roll. Got it. And you got one eye, and you get to keep that, Christopher. Thanks, guys, for keeping me straight. On printing press, Knox. Still roll, I'm assuming. Craig, welcome. You're welcome, Christopher. Just correct me anytime I do something human error-wise. That came later. Bourbon, that came later. What the oh, that's right. I didn't give you the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer. You almost got me to give you the answer. I'm going to roll for Knox because he usually tells me to roll. And that one is on its side. I don't count that. Okay. And unfortunately, Knox, you lost that one. Now, Knox with William. That's the last question still on the table. I'm going to assume you want me to roll like always. There's some truth with that. Paul, you're very, very close to the answer. Very, very close to that answer. And unfortunately, you lost that one, Knox. Printing to get. Well, that's what he did later in life. He definitely did that. Do you want me just to give you the answer since it's a little harder to get? Or do you want me to upgrade it? Greg, the question is, Benjamin Franklin got into printing, which he didn't really enjoy the printing so much, but he loved something else. The question is, what was it? Well, he shared knowledge later. But as a young man, before he got all that knowledge, what did he like doing? We'll move on. So, continuing on with similar questions. Cute girl that worked there. Close, but not quite. Not quite. Um, Last week I asked, no, not last week, earlier this week, I asked you all, uh, oh, well, he did learn about the mechanics of the press. He did do that. Um, what's one of the very first things he used a kite for? No, that came later. But I'll give you a question on that. When he went to capture electricity, who was there to help him? Not what was there to help him, SF Stacker. No, it wasn't his wife. All right, you got it. His son William. Oh, he definitely did love science. That was one of his big things. But he also loved politics, and he loved all sorts of other things. Oh, I got to get to a question I keep forgetting to ask. Do you want me to roll RH or not? Roll. Got it. And you get to keep it. You got one eye. I'll repeat one of the questions. What did he use a kite for? And I'll leave it at that. I'll see if you guys can get that one. But William was there to help him with a lot of his things. They were hand in hand, father son, stick together through thick and thin type of type of relationship. This one's a free answer, and then we'll roll into the real question. Did that strong bond last throughout their eternity on this earth? And the real question is, if yes, why? And if no, why? Valerie McKay, you got it. His son tried to convert him to being a loyalist. Benjamin tried to convert him to going with the new country. And it put a wedge between them that never got fixed. which me personally, as I've said to you guys before, I know what that feels like. I was very tight with my son, even despite the divorce that came. And he does have daddy issues, and he doesn't let us see our grandson. And I just heard word that his wife is pregnant with another son. So I keep praying every day that he will let us back into his life, because I was a really good dad, and he needs to learn that the world isn't supposed to be the way he wants it to be. It is what it is. The world will change you. You won't change the world. But that's a horse of another color. All I ask is that if you all will keep my son, my grandson, my alleged unborn grandson, and my wife and I in your prayers, that one day we can have our family reunited. So, Valerie, that dime that you just won, do you want me to roll or not roll? Thank you, Christopher. Unfortunately, Valerie, you lost that. I'm sorry. RH, did we roll on William helping his dad with the electricity? Craig, thank you so very much. Thank you, Polly. I really love your channel. You very well spoken. I tend to be a little bit slower with the speech because I measure my words very carefully. And I wish I had your ability to just fire it out there. Okay, thanks, RH. I appreciate that. You know what, RH? I'm gonna make it 2 dimes simply because you were honest to me. Thank you. But no, there was they had disagreed over being loyal to the new government or being loyal to the British, and it's kind of a sad thing to see that happen. So basically, who was William's mother? No wonder why you look so nice, dude. You have features what my cousin has. He's partially Polish. He looks like me, but better. The official word to his mother is what? Let's see. My father had a daughter from a... I'm so happy for her and her dad, your dad. You know, that should never happen. RH, I'll give you that, but bourbon's actually correct. And I'll give you, even though I didn't ask it, I'll give it to you, Knox. Or no, RH. Because that was going to be my next question anyway. Yeah, William was born from another woman, although some people think it was Deborah. Although Deborah was never Benjamin Franklin's wife, not legally. They did a common law marriage. I think what it was She was married to someone else, and I think she was a widow, I think, but they couldn't find the body. Oh, I remember what it was. Deborah's husband ran up a big debt, and no one could find him for years. I don't know if they ever found him. And Benjamin and her were in love with each other, so they had a common law marriage, which I don't think was religious, but that was important in the day to have a religious type ceremony. But they were considered married anyway through common law. So, yeah, that's the story. And Benjamin allegedly had William from a different lady, and Deborah, being the type of woman she was, accepted him as her son and raised him that way. So that's how William came into being. And what a woman. And I have a very special place for people like that who help raise a child that's not there, including my cousin Steve. He fell in love with a woman from Ukraine. Now, he was much older than me, way older than me. He was in my dad's years. So I always knew him as Uncle Steve, but he's actually my cousin. He met a lady who escaped Ukraine, went to Canada, and as a daughter with her family, went to Canada, then came to America. She got married to someone else, had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. And that marriage didn't work out. And she worked as a waitress in a bar, if I remember the story correctly. He saw her and went to that bar every day to spend time with her, to the point where she just said, quit coming to the bar. Gave him her telephone number. They started dating. They got married. He raised those 3 children as his own. And for whatever reason, turn the lights back on. Wild storms. Thank you, Polly. I appreciate it. I hope I'm not too boring to you. If I need to spruce it up, tell me. So basically, he raised those 3 children, and when he left this earth, those children, their children, and their children, basically said all their farewells to him. Yeah. Thank God for Poland accepting the Ukrainians who are trying to get out of the country. I'm trying to get my in-laws out. It's not easy. But when he died, God rest his soul, all the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren spoke of him, knowing that he was not biologically their relative, but in their heart, he was their biological relative, and they all missed him tremendously. I always liked my cousin Steve. And when I learned that about him, I went from liking him to loving him incredibly. Thank you, Craig. Sorry, I reminisce a little bit about the really awesome people that have been in my family. I'm sorry, I ventured a little far. So let me get on to something else. Still in the area of science, but little twist. A little twist on this one. Last time we were here, we talked about things that would stop. Definitely not. This is great. Thanks, Polly. I appreciate it. When we at last talked, we talked about things that would stop Superman. And for those of you who were here, one of you mentioned something. my question to you is this. Regarding kryptonite, the element that would stop Superman, is that element real or fiction? Christopher Smith, you got it. It's real. Right there on the periodic table. Atomic number 36, krypton. It's real. Real from a Serbian mind. Oh, man, I love you. Yep. 84.798. That must be its atomic weight. So, it is. So, let me scroll back up. Get back up there. Christopher Smith. Before we go on with the roles, let me ask you about some other things. Which scientist has an element named on the periodic table after her? Him or her. Knox Stacks, you're right. Curie. Madame Curie. And there is her element. Oh, where is it? I just saw it. Curium. Atomic number 96. And it is a nuclear, a radioactive substance. No, it wasn't Einstein. So that would be, let me scroll back up. Knox. Next question. Okay. Nobel. Prizes have been awarded in his name for many, many years. Why? Why have people been given Nobel Prizes? I'll give you a dime for that, Knox. Let's go one step further. Why? Why was the invention of TNT a motivation for this? Finding or developing something to benefit humanity. That's partially true. Pete felt guilty for TNT. Explosive, wanted to make up for the damage. Yes. You all are pretty much close. Altogether, you guys are close. So let me do this. Will McKay. Valerie McKay. Bourbon. And Pete. All of those were together. They give the answer. So I'll meet you partway. I'll give you all a dime for the answers that you gave. So let's roll, and then we'll go on some additional things to talk about. Okay. Bourbon, did we roll for you answering about William's mom? Oh, come on, computer. Oh no, it's gonna act stupid here. Come on, stop that. Bourbon, are you still there? Okay. Oh, that's right. RH got Deborah. I think you got it too. You said something. I recognized it. RH said Deborah. I recognize that. I granted you both a dime. So do you wanna roll on that or do not? Hello, Mr. B. Silver. So I'll take that as a yes to the roll. Deborah, do you want to roll? I'm sorry, RH, do you want to roll on the answer for Deborah being the mother? Well, stepmother. Unless I see otherwise, I'm going to take that as a yes because you always told me to roll on everything. Okay. I see one eye, so you get to keep that. Christopher Smith for kryptonite. Do you want me to roll or not to roll? Christopher? Roll. Okay, got it. You got 2, so you double it, my friend. 1 here and 1 here. Knox Stacks. On answering Curie, do you want me to? Oh, you always tell me to roll. I'll roll until you say otherwise. Sorry. I see one eye. You get to keep it. And you got TNT, Knox, so I'll roll on that because you always tell me to roll. And you lost on that one, my friend. I'm sorry. And the 3 people who pretty much gave me the answer, and it was a little bit of a complicated question. So Valerie, do you want me to roll? Roll here too. Okay. You lost on that one, Valerie. I'm sorry. Bourbon Stacker, you're next. Yes, roll on Noble for me too. Okay. And you lost that one. I'm sorry, Bourbon. Pete Clark. Alan, I think I do. LLC's doing a job, and if PPP is still here, he probably is. You know, I think PPP was getting a little tired. But last I looked, Long Live Coins was here. And you lost on that one. I'm sorry, Pete. I'm going to take a moment here because I want to go over a couple things in addition to just what we're doing. Bring you up to speed with what's going on. I visited my accountant today. I've been having trouble with the new email. It was refusing to work with me because it's not technically attached to the YouTube. And she decided to try to connect it, and it told her that if she connects the new email to the current YouTube, I will lose everything. All my subscribers, all my hours, all my likes, all my everything. So I told her, let's stick with what I really wanted in the first place, just an email that you all can use. And I was having trouble getting it to go on the computer because she doesn't have Wi-Fi in that building. So, you know, they only have Ethernet. And my little laptop doesn't have an Ethernet port. It just has USB ports. So I didn't know how to get over to the new email she made for me. And she had me do some things on my iPhone that may have worked. So if you all want to, you can try emailing me on both. TheTigerStacker@yahoo.com. I won't answer on that one because it has my real name. TheTigerStacker@gmail.com is the one that doesn't have my real name, and I'm going to see if I can be able to connect to it with my iPhone. And she says since it's in the iPhone now, it should work with the computer as well. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case here. So, you know, I just wanted to let you know what was going on. I do have from the state of West Virginia an LLC and I think an upcoming EIN number. Once I get that all in place, I'm going to go to a local bank and get Tiger Stacker LLC with its own checking account so that I can accept PayPal or Zelle or whatever else is out there. Boy, that's going to be real fun for me and my lack of techie ability. But my accountant, she promised to help me through all of that. So in the future, we can do some auctions. I will tell you that I have bought a lot of things that it's okay. I don't mind reselling them because they're not really that precious to me. One of which is, for instance, this slabbed version. One second here. I just did all that stuff. If you need to reach out. Oh, okay. Thanks, LLC. I appreciate it. But I have one of these that I won off of Stormy. And it's nice. I like Disney. I'm just not a big fan of big slabs. They take up a lot of room in my safe. So that'll be one of the things that goes up. Um, let me show you a couple other things. In fact, let me go to the other room. I'll be right back. I want to grab a couple things. This is one of the boxes. Let's see. Let's see here. I gotta scroll back up because I stepped away for a second. Well, that is true. It's my handwriting. Okay. Yeah, that is a monster slab. So these are some of the things that I bought thinking that I'll put them up for auction. I like them, but I like some other things better. And this right here, according to the comps, there's only 200 of them in the world. Not the coin, but the signature from the then president of the NRA. It's going for over $700, and my pawn shop lady, who I've been with for about 2 years now, sold it to me at a very inexpensive rate. So I don't mind sharing with you what I bought things for. Because when I tell you that, this is too much here, too little there, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. I also have the Cinderella version of this, which I'll also be willing to put up. I like them. I really do. I just don't like the space that they take up. It eats up a lot of my safe. And just not a big fan of them. I am planning on selling some of these. I'm going to wait until they're all sold out and the mintage goes up, or the price goes up. I also have a 5 ounce of the same thing, the Decipher. This box is going to get filled up also. I currently have one of all of the Awakening series, and I like them, but I might just go ahead and sell all of them. I have other things that I think I'd like to get, so I might put those up for auction. I'm not going to sell my Tesla coins though. By the way, just to keep you in mind, the curse box still is in effect. If I say a bad word, Awakening series is awesome, Christopher. I love it. I just might have my eye on other things though. Those are the coins that you'll be getting. For those of you who have watched the new episode I put on, the new video I put on, it's only about 4 minutes, but showing proof that I have prepared the envelopes and the shorts coming out showing that they're going into the postal system, because I realize I am brand new to all of you. And everything is revolved around trust. If I don't build trust and I do the opposite, you'll never trust me. You'll think that I'm just all blah, 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 and no actions to support the blah, blah, blah. And that's just not the way to make friends and influence people. In my opinion, one of the best ways. Yeah, I think Biden should be a 4-letter word. Not hit the curse bowl tonight yet. Did I say any bad words? If I did, tell me, because another dime goes in the curse bowl. Last time I had 5, so I just changed the 5 dimes for a $50. And when does the curse bowl go out? I think maybe, that is so true, Craig, so true. The curse bowl, I think, will go out when I reach 1,000 subscribers. And for those of you who don't know what I've put on the table so far, I have bought 5 of 4 different types of tiger rounds or coins. Lost Tigers of Cambodia, Apex Predators Tiger versus Kimono Dragon, White Tiger of the West. It's going to be one of 4 in a series from Samoa. Thanks, guys. Year of the Tiger. There's 5 of each and 4 different types. I have been working diligently trying to get my work stuff done. So I haven't been successful. I've tried, but I have not been successful getting either Nightbot. Always trust guys wearing Bengal clothes. Really? We're gonna go there again? Honestly? I keep telling you. I wonder who spreads that rumor about me. You tell me I'm going to wear gloves, the claws come out. And they might come after you. Do you want that after you? I don't think so. Quit spreading nasty rumors about me in gloves. In my world, they do, Knox. So there you go. Oh, Lord Almighty. This whole tiger thing came out of the fact I just wanted to hide my name. And I didn't want to use my zodiac sign as a scorpion, but then I realized my Chinese zodiac sign was the tiger, and that seemed to be a nicer fit. And I really respect silver dragons. and I didn't want to do anything that was dragon related because that's copying too much. But basically, I thought about it and researched it and found out that the dragon and the tiger are two of the most powerful signs in the Chinese zodiac. You're the snake privy. Looking forward to the rest. Yeah, me too, Craig. And the thing is, if there's anything that is snake related, dog related, or romance related, I have to buy at least two because wifey takes one. And, she really is a good woman. Tolerating me is not an easy thing, tolerating my career. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Craig. Christopher, yeah, that's cool. Thank you. I think someone else said they were 1974. I think it was LLC. But basically, Tiger just came out as a name. Yankee, Silver Dragons, Stormy, Thule, and a few others kept pushing. Oh, you're Toro? Okay, I thought it was the other one. When I see her, Knox, I will tell her. Well, I don't see her, but you know what I mean. But they all were pushing me to come out with my own YouTube channel, and then the wife kept going on at it. And yeah, that is kind of cool. I appreciate that, Nickel. So basically, me and my vivid imagination, having fun, talking about serious things like BRICS nations, the de-dollarization, the weakening dollar, those are all very important subjects which I do cover, and I will cover more. But, oh yeah. Yeah, that's so true, Craig. That is so true. So, me and my vivid imagination, my desire to forget the stress of my job, and my, like I said, my vivid imagination, Tiger went from a name to a persona. So sometimes I'm me, and sometimes the tiger part takes over. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Welcome. And so basically, what's in the 1,000 subscriber bowl right now? We got un peso, and I put in 2 pieces of gold that will be given away at the 1,000 subscriber level. Once I get Nightbot or Wheel of Names or both working, we're going to give away 2 of these coins. You have to be a subscriber to win these ones, and it'll be totally random. And if you win, please contact me. I will send them to you. I'm also going to give away 2 ounces of these coins when I reach 1,000 view hours. So if you have some free time and you wish to contribute some of your time to the channel, please watch what's already there. Here we go. Here comes the Rig Nation. Nickel, you're using my joke. Those pigeons are mine. So if you can go ahead and spend some time watching my videos that I put out, the ones I will put out, and my hours do go up. When I reach 1,000 view hours, I'm going to give away 2 more of these silver coins. Pigeon or smoke signal. Knox, that is so true, because I am part of the Rig Nation. So when I reach 2,000 hours, I'll give out another 2 of these coins. When I reach 3,000 hours, I'll give away 3 of these coins. And I'll tell you what, when I reach 4,000 hours, I'll give 4 of these coins away. So, talking about these coins, by the way, these ones that come in the baggies already came with their own capsules. They came that way. The ones that are not in baggies, they're capsules that I have here. They're not the best capsules, so I have pieces of tape keeping them on there. I ran out of the real good ones. Talking about coins, I'm using these as channel rounds for the, let's see if Yankee is here, buy platinum and dump gold. You know what get Yankee all riled up? Someone's saying, max your credit cards and buy all the silver and gold you can get. And mean it. He will be here. It'll be like lightning. One of the best men I ever met in my life. Yes, one of the smartest men I ever met in my life. Bitcoin will get him also. Oh, the crypto casino, as he likes to call it. So, that oh my goodness, he will have a cow if he hears about that. Don't be your own bank. We'll rile up Jakey. Oh my goodness, so true, so true. Yeah, I miss silver dragons. I really wish he'd pop up a little bit more often. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. I just wanted to let you know what was going on about the curse bowl. The coins that I bought over at my pawn shop. Thank you, Shavella. Thank you, Teresa. We got to thank Teresa. Otherwise, she will get you, especially me. Tell you about the giveaways and why and how many and all that stuff. If you guys can keep me in your prayers to find the correct way to get and run Nightbot and get and run Wheel of Names. And I'm toying about giving some Canadians away also. They're proof sets. I like them. I work really hard at my spreadsheet, and I'm just not sure I have the time to work in a whole new set of things such as Canadian silver. I might. So anyway, that's that. But I know who does like Canadian. Oh, you're a native Canadian? What part of Canada are you from? E133 7 Kill A. I dated a Canadian girl many years ago. Now that was one hard cookie. She was a Canadian girl of Serbian background. I'm an American boy of Serbian background. Thank you, Pete. I really appreciate it. Feel free to come back anytime. I really enjoyed having you here. So no, that Canadian girl, she was hard as nails. Could never get past first base with that one. And then she wondered why I disappeared. I wonder why. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. Is there a state in the periodic table Yeah, 80% does stack. I just, I kind of get myself used to it. And I also got to get more space in my safe. It's running out of space. What about Tennessee, Knox? I know you live there. So, I got it. Never mind. You're giving me the answer to this question. Sorry. What state has an element labeled in the periodic table? So far, no. Not Tennessee, not Utah, not Alaska, not Arkansas, not Florida. RH, can you answer the question without getting to the next question? Right here. Californium. RH got it, but then he gave the next answer away to the next question, which I was going to say, what's the name of it? And it's Californium. Okay. Is there a country that has an element in the periodic table? And for a second dime, what is the name of it? Yeah, that's a nice pen, ain't it? That's a T the Silver Stacker pen. I keep trying to tell T is for tiger. Knox, you got it. And you got the next one. So you get 20 cents. I just write USA because I don't want to write out the whole thing. But no, it's right here. Let's see if I can. Right there. No, Nickel, believe it or not, I'm really good at noticing similarities and patterns and coming up with questions. Getting the answers, I'm probably about as good as everybody else, maybe a little bit worse. But I'm more of a scientist, more of a person who thinks about what did bourbon do? Hold on, I just saw the dang you, bourbon. Let's see here. Hickey Higgins. Hello, Higgy. What did bourbon say? I don't see it. Germanium. There probably is a germanium in there. I didn't notice it yet. I'm looking really quick. Oh, hello. Knox, I'm going to give you a dime because actually, to be honest with you, I learned something off of you. So I'm going to give you a quarter, Knox. And Knox is not allowed to answer this question. Why am I going to give Knox a quarter? What did I just learn? What did I just learn? I'm looking for that bourbon. I'm looking for that. I don't doubt that it's in there. I just don't see it yet. Do you know the atomic number for it? Oh, come on, guys. Why did Knox get a quarter? $113. There it is. There it is. Yes, it is. And it probably is named after Japan. Alan, thank you for having so much fun with us. Oh, you work for the Scouts? Alan, that's awesome. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, which Scouts? Okay, he probably left by now. God bless you, Craig. Thank you very much for everything. Okay, getting back to what I was saying, for a dime, why am I giving Knox, for what answer am I giving Knox a quarter for that I didn't know about until I just saw it? That should give you enough clues. Yeah, that's the whole tea thing. He uses a lot of constitutional silver on his theme. I was a Boy Scouting the Girl Scout. Oh, Lord Almighty. I don't know if there's something named after Germany. If you know the atomic number, I'll look it up real fast. But I'll give you a hint. Knox gave me a state that I didn't recognize initially as being on the periodic table. What state is it? $32. Yep, there it is. Okay. RH, I'm going to give you a dime for Germany. Who gave me the, no, we'll make that a quarter. Because I gave Knox that. And someone gave me, let's see here, 113. For Japan, who was it that told me about Japan, atomic number 113? Nickel. Okay, no, we got Ronald above that. Okay, what is in my chat is Ronald Smith wins. And who was it that gave me Japan? 84. RH, 84. 84. I never knew all these things were in here. Polonium. Okay, you can stay. I don't always give the hard questions. We're just having a little fun with the things that I don't even know, and I was giving out some silver to win for teaching me something I didn't know. Let me try to come up with a question that is a little bit more current. I tend to love history. I apologize. I really am a history nut. Okay. Iggy, this is a more current question. It's not going to be easy, but it's easier and more current day. The current president of Ukraine, what was his job before he became president? Valerie, you got it. Hold on, Ronald Smith looks like you got it before that. Yep, Ronald Smith. Oh my goodness. Have any of you seen any of his stuff before he became president? This man was a hoot. He did this thing, and my wife pulled it up on the television and on the internet. He had his own. He had a TV show. Actually, I'll give comedian a dime, and I'll give the first one that said actor a dime because it's kind of both. Who's actor? Actor. Long live coins. Actor. I'll give you that. He had his own TV show where he played. I think it was a comedian, or maybe it was a teacher that became president. I think it was a comedian that became president. Just so happened that it turned out to be he actually truly happened. He didn't play the president as an actor before he became the president. Well, that's true. He did have his own TV show. Trump did. Yeah, that was. He had this variety show. Now, I didn't see everything, but I did see what the wife showed me. Oh my goodness. It was so funny. And I'm going to try to present in a way that's PG and family oriented. But he was there with one guy, then two guys, then three guys, so a total of four guys eventually, where they were playing the piano, but not with their hands. And it was a scream. I laughed so hard, my ribs hurt. Who wants who out, Nickel? I don't follow Nickel. Who wants who out of what? So he wants the people out of Ukraine, or you tell me the people want him out of Ukraine? That's true, Valerie. He's very good at reading people. Now, usually a government doesn't vote out a leader while there's a war going on. And we should know that better than others. Because that's what happened with FDR. Only president that ever got 4 terms in office. And most of it was because the war and the Depression and everything else that was going on. When horrible times happen, people don't usually like to have a change. Yeah, I've heard that too, Nickel. And my wife explained it to me. I can't really explain it to you because I didn't write things down, but it sounded like he was put in a position he didn't have any choice. And I also heard a lot of people bad-mouthing him because he did some things with the church. But the Russian spies, military, was storing weapons in churches, and that is a tactic they've used for years. I'll give you that, Nickel. But they've used that for years. In fact, there's an organization that I learned of, Knights Templar International. And from what I can tell from the BBC and other news agencies, that this is actually a warmongering group designed to put a lot of weaponry in Serbia years ago, maybe even in Russia, I don't know. It was long before the war happened. I love the Knights Templar and the history of it. And this organization, I think, has butchered the memory using their name to create what they want. Ryan, I totally agree with you. Nickel, you might be right. I just don't know how he would do it. How could you delay the elections? The only thing that makes sense is to declare a state of what is it? Not state of emergency. Military type of government. I'm having trouble with the name. Maybe, Ronald, maybe, but I see more problem. Martial law, thank you, Knox. I see more problems, not from the Illuminati, but because of the BRICS nations. That was, that's a scary thing. The decreasing of our dollar, the BRICS nations, all that type of stuff. I know, Ryan, I know. And a lot of our allies are trying to join them, including France. All because Biden used the dollar as a weapon. Again. That is so true, LLC. And I don't think our current president has our best interest at heart. I think he's been bought and paid for a long time ago. Whether he's senile or not senile, I think he's been bought and paid for. He's been compromised long before he took office. So, I mean, not everyone will share my opinion, and if you don't, that's okay. I just wish sometimes I was wrong. I would love to be wrong. That's, in my opinion, Valerie, that is entirely true. He's a puppet. He is a puppet. Let me pull something up here. I just thought of a question I keep wanting to ask you all, and I didn't do it. Hold on a second here. Move that over here. Put that in there. No, stop that. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the chat. And here we go. Bought, but Kennedy, but not Kennedy. Oh my goodness! Did you guys hear what Biden did to the current Kennedy that wants to run for office? I was shocked, but yet not shocked. There is some, I don't know if it's constitutional or law or just general good form, but about 100 days out from the election, when I'm in America, it's yo yo yo, can I Aussie, oi oi oi. Oh my goodness, you guys are screaming. Okay, when you're about 100 days out from the election, you get Secret Service protection. But for a long time, decades, candidates would get Secret Service protection, but they had to go through the president, who would grant it to them. It was more common courtesy type of thing. In fact, Jimmy Carter did not like the Kennedy that ran against him. Which one was it? I'm having a hard time remembering it. Ted Kennedy, thank you. Ted Kennedy asked for a Secret Service protection many days before the mandatory 100, and it was granted to him, even though Kennedy and Jimmy Carter did not like each other. But this Kennedy, which I believe is the son of Bobby Kennedy, I think it's Bobby Kennedy Jr., Biden refused to give it to him. And it's kind of clear that Biden wants Kennedy to use up his money to protect himself, that he cannot then use to run for presidency. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, That's yet another evidence of election interference because you're afraid you're not going to win on your own merits, which in my opinion is yet more evidence that the Trump thing is all, for lack of a better way of saying it, trumped up to take him out. Well, that's probably very true, Nickel. But they keep forgetting one thing. Trump is freaking wealthy. And his children are wealthy. And you don't think that they're going to pull their efforts to make sure their dad is looked after? You got another thing coming. And then you got the whole Hunter Biden and the laptop and all this other stuff and cocaine in the White House and double standards. Okay, let me see here. I think okay. That might be entirely true. That might be entirely true, but I'm not sure Washington was the richest president. I know he was wealthy. He didn't come for money. Let's see. Is it the real Republicans that want Trump out, or is it the rhinos that want Trump out? Or is it both? Jefferson was absolutely wealthy. You can't afford the Monticello and not have money, even back then. And to be honest with you, in 2021, when I woke up, I started thinking about things that happened all throughout my life, which I'll present in a video. I got this all ready to go. I just haven't gotten to this video yet. But as I looked over my youth through the 60s, the 70s, and on forth, what I learned from my grandfather was true. My dad was true. And it took me a while to start piecing it together. There is some wisdom that comes with age. Have they sent impeachment articles to the Senate? I'm assuming you're talking about Biden there, Nickel, because Trump's out of office, so you can't impeach a guy who's not there. Which brings me back to something I said, I think the last live stream. You can't, if Trump committed a crime, why wait? They were mad at Trump back then. They were seriously mad at Trump, but they didn't go after him when he was out of office. When he announced his presidency, they came after him. Why, if you do a crime, should you not be prosecuted approximately the time the crime was committed and you're found out? In that argument leads to me to the answer, this is all about election interference. Who is delaying? Ronald, who is delaying? You talking about Biden delaying or someone else? Well, the very most interesting thing is that I'm seeing slowly, very slowly, as I watch these history things on the internet, I don't know how I went from stacking videos, that crosses over into the stuff from our past. As I'm watching these things, I'm seeing patterns. And the patterns I'm seeing is that people are more and more and more and more becoming more and more disgusted with what is going on. Just like they were getting more and more disgusted with King George and Parliament instituting tax after tax after tax. And the reason that oh, that's a good question. Why? Let's see who can get this one. Why did England feel necessary to keep instituting taxes on the people in colonial America? For a quarter, let's see who gets this, and then we're going to roll the dice to see if anyone wants to roll the dice. That's kind of redundant, but you get my point. No, RH. Well, that might be a little bit of a stretch. That's only partially true, Nickel. The Stamp Act came as one of many ways to tax. There you go. Knox got it. I should have known it was going to be either Knox or RH. The war, the French and Indian War, cost England buku money. And they were upset that they had spent so much money to keep colonial America. And they felt that colonial America should be paying paying for the war debt. And the colonials didn't see it that way. They just saw it as the Parliament and King George thought they were better than the colonials, and therefore, they were going to tax them and tax them and tax them and tax them. For a dime. What happened to most of the taxes that England imposed upon the colonials? Cotton and tobacco were world currencies. And if you think about it, resources like that still are, whether it's cotton or whether it's wheat. No, not. The stamp tax and the other taxes that Parliament imposed upon the colonials, what happened to those taxes? What happened to those taxes, and how did the result happen to those taxes? What does that mean LLC went up? I'll give you one of two options. Did the taxes remain in effect, or did the taxes not remain in effect, i.e. reversed? I'm not seeing any other answers. That's it, Knox. It was reversed. Now, why? There's a reason why they were reversed. Well, they did more than that, Ryan. They did something that England never expected them to. Bourbon, you're really close. Ancient Egyptian question. I probably won't know it, but we can try. Boycott. Bourbon, you got it. They boycotted. It caused England's businessmen to lose a lot of money, and that's why they reversed all of them except one. Which tax did they not reverse? All of you know it. Knox, you got it. It's T. So now let's go into rolling because we got a number of answers that we can do this. For California, RH, I know you always say roll, so I'm going to set it up unless you tell me otherwise. And you lost that one, friend. Knox, we're going to roll twice because you got the answer of America on there in a very peculiar way, but I gave you 2 dimes for that because it's kind of a double question. Okay, you lost the first one. You lost the second one. Sorry, my friend. In Tennessee, 25 cents because you taught me something. You lost that one. Ronald Smith got Tennessee on a dime because we're trying to get someone to answer what you answered. So, Ronald, do you want me to roll or not roll? You want me to roll then? Double snake eyes? I'm going to think that that's what you want, but tell me if I'm wrong. And no, unfortunately, you didn't win that one. Now, RH taught me about Germany, so he got a 25 cent. I'm going to assume you still want me to roll. And no, you lost on that one. Someone told me about Japan. I didn't get the name who told me about Japan. Oh my goodness, Ronald. Are you actually part of the Rig Nation? Okay, Bourbon, you told me about the Japan one. So I'll give 25 cents on that one like I gave to the other people who taught me something. So, Bourbon, do you want me to roll or to not roll? Okay. And you get to keep the quarter because you got one eye right there. RH gets another 25 cents for teaching me about Poland. Now, boy, I've learned a lot from you guys today. Thank you. I'm assuming you want me to roll. There you go, show me stacker. Okay, you keep what you got. Let me think here. Boy, I'm having a brain fart. I keep wanting to mention a previous Ukrainian president, but it's not the one that's currently in office. But Ronald Smith gets it for a comedian for 10 cents. And should ask you, Ronald, do you want me to roll? You lost on that one, Ronald. I'm sorry. And LLC gets it because he was an actor as well as a comedian. LLC, roll or not roll? Show me, Stacker. Hey, how you doing? I know I said that to you earlier, but I just wanted to see if I could tease you a little bit. So LLC says roll. And Eye of the Tiger, you get to keep it. The war with France, 25 cents was Knox. Yanukovych. Yeah. And you lost that one, Knox. It was reversed. Knox won that one. I'm assuming roll again. Unless you say otherwise. And let's see, you didn't get that one, I'm sorry. Bourbon correctly answered Y for a dime. Bourbon, do you want me to roll or do you want to keep it? Roll. And you get 2, so you double. So, or 20 cents. Knox got it for T. Vitaly! Brat, как дела? You'll have to excuse me, everyone. Vitaly, he is the brains behind the tech. And he tolerates my bad Russian. Брат, извините, мой русский очень плохо. Ты знаешь, сколько я люблю тебя. So, Knox, do you want me to roll? hold on a second here. Oh, and you lost that one, Knox. Okay. Now this one I'm going to put up for 25 cents. Let me see here. When was that? Plus or minus 2007. There was 2 presidential candidates in Ukraine, and there were multiple elections because that's how things rolled. I'll give 25 cents to the person who can name me both presidential candidates. And if I get one per one person, I'll give 10 cents to each person who gives the correct answer. One was supported by America. One was supported by Russia. And both candidates had the same first name. Brat, я тоже. Я люблю нас family. Твоя сестра the best. Oh, Ronald, it's nice having you. I hope you have fun and hope that you're coming back. I really enjoyed having you here. Victor Yushchenko, Victor Yanukovych. Knox, you got it. I was there. It was before I met my wife. I was there dating women in Ukraine. Ladies, do not be offended, okay? Show me, did you win it? I'll give you something if you spelled it wrong, but you got it right. Okay, here. I'm looking. I see it with Knox. Show me. I'm going back up. I see from you saying hi, Tiger, from Show Me, and I don't see any other Show Me comments. Okay, I got one Yushchenko, but your Yushchenko came after Knox, Yushchenko, and Yanukovych. So Knox beat you, well, probably by seconds. So Knox won both fair and square. But I was there. It was cold, bitter, cold, and yeah, I'm a slow typer too, Show Me. I really am. It was bitter cold, and the snow was everywhere. It was one of the worst winters they had. And everybody was living out in their tents, and they wore around their arm either orange or blue. One color represented one candidate, the other represented the other candidate. And I couldn't keep it straight which one was which. What's Ronald Smith right about? Let's see. Did I miss something? LLC, did I miss something? Okay, thank you. So basically, I was dating women at that time. I was divorced in between wives. I remember I was dating this one really pretty blonde physician. The chemistry wasn't good between us, but she was a nice girl. And these two guys come up to me and ask me, who do I support? And I told them, I don't care. And they asked me, well, what do you care about? And I pointed my finger at the girl. I said, her. Now, one thing about Ukrainian and Russian people, they're all about family and they're all about romance. And you tell them you're not interested in the politics because you're interested in the female, it's like, okay. And they walked away happy. And I dated another one at the same time. I was not there often, so when I went there, I dated multiple at the same time to find out who was right for me. I was dating a dentist, and we went to a monastery. Very, very Orange Revolution was Yushchenko. Thank you. I never remembered who was what. We went to a big monastery, and the monasteries over there are called lavras. So we were going on a tour of this big monastery, and there is these young men who were coming in with one of their ribbons around their arm, and the monk jumped them. And my date, the dentist, told me that the monk was right. He told them that politics has no place in God's house. Boy, I am so very pleased when I heard that. Politics has no place in God's house. And they should not be trying to tell churches in our country how to run their religion or who they should marry. It's their faith. They should not have to be financially penalized by a government trying to overthrow everything, just like the old Soviet Republic got into the church's business way back then. By the way, for 25 cents, why did the Soviet government despise the church? Very true, Ryan. Women first. That's partially true, LLC. If that's all you're going to give me, I'm going to give you a dime on that one because that's not enough. Well, that's partially too true, Ryan, but why? That all came out of one conversation. Here. LLC, I'll give you a dime on that because that's a partially true answer. Let's see who else. Ryan, I'll give you a dime because that's a partially true answer. Bourbon, I'll give you. Bourbon and Show Me, I'll give you a dime for those. They're all partially true answers. Bourbon and Show Me. Brat, ty знаешь, я сказал по-английски. And if you're wondering what I said, I just asked my brother if he understands what I'm saying in English. Brat, ty znajesz, ja сказал по-английски. Okay. Может быть, ты понимаю, я сказал. И говорит, я сказал правду or ложь. Ты понимаю. Okay, I'm just asking him to confirm if I'm telling the truth, because it's more, he lived that history more than I did. The way communists go after church and family, it's here and now. Valerie, you hit the nail on the head, sister. And they tried this back in the 1910s, back when Woodrow Wilson was president. And our ancestors from that time put a stop to it. That's why the Liberty coins changed, to tell them that this is our country, our rules. We're not going to go for that socialistic stuff. Okay, that's where you get the winged liberty, aka Mercury dime, the walking liberty, walking into a new future for liberty and freedom, the standing liberty, standing for our rights and our freedoms. That's where it came out. It was a statement against the socialism that was being pushed at that time. But it is said that the Soviet government was born out of the blood and bones of the wealthy. They killed not only the Tsar and his family, so no one survived, but they killed anyone that had power, prestige, money, and redistributed it. Does that sound familiar to what's going on now? Trust me, it is. So, here's one. I'm going to give this one to you guys for 25 cents. In the 1960s, if I'm not mistaken, Khrushchev had a debate with this vice president about communism versus capitalism. This vice president, Hitler did that too, Nickel. This vice president put Khrushchev in his place. Knox, you got it. My God, you and RK are unstoppable. Nixon put him in his place, to which Khrushchev then replied, and this is probably not a quote, but it is a paraphrase. We will take over your country. And we will start with, I'll give this to you guys for 25 cents. We will start with who? We will take over your country, and we will start with Valerie, you're right. I didn't plan to go down this rabbit hole, but are you guys seeing what I see? Are you seeing what I see? History trying to repeat itself. Not only with the other countries, but also with our country. Way back in the past, in the 1910s, and now. Same church, different pew. They're trying to destroy our country through the children. It is intense. It is intense, E133. It is intense. But unfortunately, let me read that here. Where's that at? Ever heard the social science theory that if all the money in the world collected, divided equally, that in a few generations the rich would be rich again and the poor would be poor again? Yes, because the people who have the bigger kahunas and bust their chops, one way or another, legal or illegal, get the money. And it's just that way. A reset doesn't stay as a reset. Oh, Christopher, you are so right. You are so right. And even though my son hasn't been good to my wife and I about our grandson, or maybe now two grandchildren, he is making one good move, and I have to applaud him for that. He has woke up a little bit, and he's realized that all the liberal garbage that's being taught, college, elementary school, kindergarten, is got to stop. But they can't stop the system. So they're going towards homeschooling. And my daughter-in-law was taught the ways of the Bible only as homeschooling. So she still has yet to learn so many other things in the world. But I am buying them, or should I say my grandson, W. Bush, really? I didn't know that. I'm buying my grandson a set of books. In fact, I asked this as a quiz question before. I've seen these books on YouTube commercials. And those of you who get the YouTube commercials might have an advantage to the next question. Hold on a second, I'm going to take my allergy medicine. I'm glad I'm behind the camera. This isn't a pretty thing to watch me take my allergy medicine. I agree with you, Ryan. So, this set of books for children has a certain name, and I think someone's in here who knows that name, and I don't care if you win it. I just want to get the point across. What is the name of the books that are designed for young children to learn the truth about things such as, thank you, RH, the Tuttle twins? I know it's a repeat question, but I don't care about that. What I care about is that the information is given out to all of you. That's great. God will guide them back, Tuttle twins. That's true, Valerie. And for another, oh, I can't wait to see what you say Rush Limbaugh wrote. I love that man. God rest his soul. The books that are for younger children, because I don't know about the Ron Paul curriculum. Rush, Revere, and his Force Liberty. What is the books that are set up for toddlers? And I kind of gave you a real strong hint on that one. RH, you might know it if you knew the Tuttle twins. Christopher, yes. The Tuttle toddlers. My grandson, God love him. All right, you got it. And same with you, show me. But on my screen, Christopher got it first. But on the Tuttle toddlers, it's your typical ABC 1, 2, 3 books. And one of my very favorite ones is F is no longer for Fox. It's for Federal Reserve. They're getting taught the words, so as they are older, they will have a better base on which to learn the rest of the stuff they need to learn to find out what the truth is and what the truth is not. Anyway, let's go on with the rolls, because we've done a bunch of questions. It's time to do some rolls. Knox, for 25 cents, you got the victors. I'm assuming you want me to roll again, because you always tell me to roll. And unfortunately, you lost that, brother. LLC. You got, the bunch of you, there's 4 of you who gave me correct answers about the Soviet system versus the church. LLC, you want me to roll? You want a dime? In fact, you and the next 3 people won dimes. Roll, okay. And unfortunately, you lost that one, I'm sorry. Ryan, do you want me to roll or not roll? Ryan, I love your avatar, dude. Unfortunately, you lost on that one, but I still love your avatar. If I wasn't tiger colored, I'd be green with envy for your avatar. Aha. Bourbon. Bourbon says roll. That's not the tiger face, so unfortunately you didn't win that one. I'm sorry. Show me. Do you want me to roll or not roll? I was asking about what his favorite pen was, and he was asking the model of the pen and the company of the pen, but it was a great live you missed when B2 was there, chilling off, acting up the stacking. Okay. Unfortunately, you didn't win. On Nixon, for 25 cents, Knox, do you want me to roll or not roll? Oh, so true. Valerie, so true. So true. I see one eye and one eye, so you get to keep that. Valerie, for the answer of the children, that's a scary, scary thing. He spelled it out, and he knew that our current society would not pay attention. He knew it. And what makes me upset was he was right. You all know this quote as well as I do. Nice to have you, Show Me. Nice to have you. I really enjoyed having you here. You really are a good person. Thank you so much for coming. He who doesn't learn from history is damned to repeat it. I know it's not a quote, but it is so, so true. Okay, Valerie, do you want me to roll or not roll? Roll. Got it. Wow. I'm sorry, Valerie. RH on Tuttle Twins. I know you always tell me to roll, so now if you change, okay, you said the same as you always say. Christopher Smith on the Tuttle Toddlers. Roll or not roll? And if you don't want to roll, that's totally okay. I'm okay with that. Chris, okay. All right. And that's the back, that's not the tiger. When it comes out like that from my angle, it's hard to see, so I like to look at it. Plus, it also shows you. Now, if you all don't mind, I'm going to make a quick dash to the men's room. I'm going to keep this going for about maybe 7 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. I've got possibly this part-time job of mine to do. Let me pee and I'll be right back. One of the side effects of having diabetes. Take care of yourselves, people. Don't get stuff like this. It's not nice. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay. So do any of you have a clue where I need to go in order to learn Nightbot, install it into my YouTube, or wheel names, or both? Is everyone still there? Okay, you guys are still there. Yankee and Stormy. LLC, let's see here, what did you say? Let's hook up on that. LLC, you know how to do that? I should get a quarter for that countdown. What countdown? Are you guys kind of taking a guess how long it's going to take me to pee? Oh, okay. All right, all right, all right. I can live with that. 25 cents LLC for pee time. Do you want to keep that, or do you want to roll it, or what do you want to do? Well, fortunately, my prostate's fine to my knowledge. You want to keep it. Got it. No problem. You certainly earned that one. Oh, my goodness. All right. Easy money. Okay. Oh, I should have done this real early on. Just keep this in mind for the next time. I wrote down some rules, and I should have done this earlier, but I was having so much fun with you. My brain went on vacation. When you email me your name, address, your YouTube name, the answers you got right, and what your rewards were. I do have it written down, but verifying is always a good idea. Thanks a lot, Nickel. That's a comment that shouldn't come from Yukon Cornelius. That should come from the Green Witch. That was so mean. Anyway, email me. Email me your name, your address, your YouTube name, answers that you gave, and what your rewards were. I'll double check it against my records. Email me on both emails in case there's an issue. I went through the emails from the third live stream last night, and I went to the post office with the second and the third live stream envelopes. There is one of you, and that's one of the reasons I made the rules. One of you sent me an email. I don't know who that person is with their YouTube name, nor did they give me a clue with Thank you, LLC. Give them both if you don't mind. TheTigerStacker@gmail.com and TheTigerStacker@yahoo.com, just in case I'm still having computer issues with the Gmail. If you have, how do I say this? If you send an email to Yahoo, I won't respond. If I can get Gmail to work for me, I'm going to test it. I'm going to email myself, make sure my real name doesn't show up. And then once I've proved to myself that it's okay, because the accountant, she showed me that it showed up okay, but I just like to double check. If it goes to Gmail and it's all working, I will go ahead and respond to you that way. But someone didn't tell me who they were or what their YouTube name was or anything. I took a guess what they want. I included that in the letter I sent back to you. And I don't know what they want, but I put something in there and hope that I guessed correctly. Please do so in the first 48 hours after this live stream. Just tell me who you were, everything up here. Just put it in there so that when I pull it up, and I promise you, I probably won't open it up in 48 hours, but when I open it up, whatever that is, once I open it up and I print off the email so I can then make an envelope and get everything out to you. Once I print that and it no longer shows as a new email, it shows as an old email, it's done. Okay, but I kind of figure maybe 48 hours would be more than enough time for you to get stuff in. Use the Yahoo and use the Gmail. I made this rule before I went to the accountant. Use both for the time being. I was not going to use the Gmail, but she got things working somewhat okay. And right now I'm going to see if I can get it to work on the laptop instead of the cell phone. Cell phone's working on it, but it is a learning curve for me. So all in all that said, I've had a wonderful time with you guys. We've done well over 3 hours. Can't we just put in comments? Oh, well, you just want to hang out and make comments for a little bit? I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'll hang out a little bit longer. Night is just peeking in. Where are you at, Brandon O'Malley? You must be on the West Coast. I had a great time with all of you. Thank you, Christopher Smith. I really had a good time with all of you. You're in Maine? Portland, Maine? I'm going to throw one more question in there, just because I can't stop myself. For a dime, what mod do I have that lives in Maine? And then we're going to get ready to close it down. RH, I should have known. You and Knox Stacks. Batman and Robin. RH, do you want me to roll? Or do you want to keep it? And you lost it. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, thank you all for everything. I had a wonderful time with you all. I'm going to close shop. I'll try to get a couple other things done. Probably get to sleep so I can do this little part-time Medicare audit thing that I got to do. And thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Brandon. You know, if I can just say it again, we have two countries, at least I do, two countries in which to keep in our prayers. Ours and the war that's gotten attacked. And I hate saying this, but I think our country was pushing that thing along for many years before it happened. But instead of being upset with it, you know, we should be, because war's horrible. It's a sin. But let's pray for the people that are wrongfully attacked, wrongfully put in harm's way, that they can get out of a bad situation, improve their lives. Oh, and that reminds me, I just thought of something that my wife and I were talking about. We have not been fortunate enough to have children. It's not her fault, it's mine. My body isn't so successful with getting children. Thank God my son is performing better than I did. But we want to adopt. You're absolutely right, Ryan. Absolutely right. I forget the name of the treaty, but we broke it. NATO and America broke it. Mainly us. And I can't blame... Oh, that is so true, Knox. I can't blame Putin for getting pissed off. We broke the treaty. We pushed nuclear and everything else next to his doorstep. We didn't like it when they put nuclear armaments in Cuba. We didn't like it. So why is it fair the other way around? I'm not arguing for Russia. I'm not. But there should have been more and more and more push. There should be more and more push for Putin doesn't want Ukraine just part of it for a buffer zone. That's true, Nickel. It's true. We didn't like it when people put armaments in Cuba, and we're the ones that pushed this. And the innocent Ukrainians, and I'm not talking about the politics, because just like the priest or the monk said to those young men, politics has no place in God's house, and it doesn't. Oh, that is so right, Ryan. Let me put it this way. When I watch Yankee, and I watch him religiously, when he's with Tim makes a lot of sense about almost everything. Almost everything. But the way he talks about Ukraine, I disagree with. I think he's dead wrong on that one. I know the people there. I have relatives there. I have friends there. I have a sister in Christ there. She was my interpreter when I was looking for a wife. And once again, ladies, do not be mad at me. I'm Orthodox. And I learned in my first marriage, who did not appreciate my religion or my heritage, that I needed to be with someone who understood my heritage, understood my religion, and didn't want to change me. Not saying anything bad about American ladies. You all are great. It just was the wrong shoe on the wrong foot. You know, my wife is a perfect choice for me. Religiously, socially, everything. But getting back to what I was saying, men and women and families and children do not make war. They might argue with each other. They might have fist fight. I have no problem with Asian women. I really don't. They're incredibly pretty. Only problem is that they're not of my religion, and I've learned the hard way. Being equally yoked really is a thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with appreciating a beautiful lady, but when you get married, you're only allowed to look at the menu, not allowed to order. Peter, my friend, you could say the exact same thing about Ukrainian women. I wasn't equally yoked. It doesn't work. That's true. And the equally yoked not only is in the religion thing, but thank God it doesn't involve friends. I have loads of friends that aren't my religion, aren't my ethnic background, aren't anything. I respect them, they respect me, but within the scope of making a family, equally yoked is really important, and I had no clue when I got married the first time, out of love, that how naive and stupid I was. You know, I wish my ex-wife all the best in the world. I hope she has all the happiness in the world. I am grateful she gave me a son. I will never, ever stop being thankful to her for giving me a son. But, like I said, wrong shoe, wrong foot, didn't work. She's with someone that she's been with for years, and I hope she's very, very happy. Anyway, enough said. I tangent. Let's keep the innocent people in our country in our prayers, and that we will get into power by one way or another the people we need to lead us back to being a good nation, including, by the way, Article 5, if you know what that is. It might turn out that we need to have an Article 5 to avoid a civil war in this country, which I think is going to be awful, because if we have a civil war, I think it's going to happen at the same time as a world war, because I think we're on our way to that, and there's nothing that's going to stop it. But anyway, that's another thing for another time. I jabbered too much longer than I anticipated. You know, I wish you all the best of luck, the best of times, success in your lives, your personal life. Convention of the States, that's exactly right, Bourbon. Article 5. Success in your personal lives, in your professional lives, in your family lives. Stay healthy, protect each other, love each other. Do God's bidding, and you don't have to agree with my form of religion, because you have the right. God gave us the right of choice, free will. You don't have to agree with me. But we do have to respect each other. Thank you very much, Ryan. Much love to you too. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for being here. I had a really wonderful time with you guys. Let's do this again as soon as I can figure out my next free time. And it's kind of not going to be consistent until I figure out what's going on with my professional life. But I really love being with you all. So God bless you all. Take care, everyone. Tiger Stacker is out.